Dawn had contacted me about a week, 2 weeks ago, I don't remember exactly when, just as a follow-up to a conversation we had a couple months ago as far as educator effectiveness. And her question was somewhere around something like, what does this mean now for teachers and principals? So essentially document as to what that looks like for people that are veteran teachers that are on cycle, new hires, teachers that have been here for their second and third year, and then people that are not considered to be on cycle. And so basically that's what their evaluation piece would look like for this school year.
So what the requirements from the state are what the on-cycle veteran teachers have?
Yes.
And the same for the new hires?
Yes.
And then the year 2, 3 teachers and the individuals on the performance improvement plan, that's what the district is.
Well, the people that are on improvement plans are pretty much aligned with the state expectations of that. The one piece that I would add or clarify is new hires. We're actually doing a second observation and notice in the second line. So that's a district piece, that's not a state piece. The only reason why is I would really like the principals to get in and see the teachers in extra time to make sure that things are on track. But the degree of or quantity of things that they are looking for is substantially reduced. There's only 4 pieces and then one that they need to look at, rather than 20 or whatever many pieces.
As principals, looking at this, do they have what we're looking at?
It was shared with them last week.
Okay. So the cycle for the observation things, when you're looking at the year 2 to 3 teachers, how does that fit in with all the things that you're covering in the building?
We had a discussion about it, and we revised from where we were, so it feels okay at this point in time. Is it a lot? Is it a lot compared to what we're used to? It's a very different learning and new. But I mean, I'm just speaking for myself. I think the revision was a very helpful piece. Chris was open to listening and revising. So I think it's and we're all in the learning stage of what it's all about and what we all need to do.
That's a meeting at Packer sent to the teaching staff that's being reviewed under this to explain why some of these things are taking place. I think there's a perception out there that somehow these school districts are the ones coming up with educator effectiveness. When reality is not the school districts, it's run by the state. Same thing with Common Core. The school district is not the one that's pushing Common Core, it's the state pushing Common Core.
I think the teachers that I'm with fully understand where it's coming from, where it's at. I don't.
You think all of them are like that?
Do I think every person? No, but I think majority.
Well,
and I guess I look to the
maybe
principals if they need to do that professional development for their teachers where they don't think they can trust that they address that regarding it. But I think majority of teachers understand.
Do teachers as a whole understand that educator effectiveness is not a board-derived issue?
Oh, very much so. Since last spring, been talking about it. And
the piloting we were doing last year in the district, I think teachers
with having to go into Teachscape, all those things, they would know that.
and the SLOs and everything, and the artifacts last year, all the different things that we've all done. I think teachers clearly understand the state initiative.
And they received 2 trainings from the state, step 1 training and step 2 training and step 4 training, which was developed and came right from the state of Wisconsin, and they had to print out their certificate at the unit.
Yeah.
So that helps.
So you would hope
they framed that out in both of those trainings.
I think maybe just another check-in as we come to the end of the year and how it's gone in those areas. We could just keep that feedback.
I'm not sure what you're looking for as far as feedback, because this, for the most part, is a state mandate.
Right, but like the year 2 and 3 teachers, things, the second observation from the new hires and things that aren't state mandated, just that we're looking at those that we're getting what we want from them, and then that it's
not comfortable having principals go in and see new teachers once. Not that this group would do that.
Right.
We need to be in classrooms on a frequent basis, especially with new hires, to make sure that they're meeting expectations. And it's a disservice to kids if we're not monitoring that.
Right, but I also think that there could be other ways other districts are gonna start to handle it as we move forward. So just making sure if it's manageable and we're doing well with it, and we're getting the results we want, then continue on. But if there's other things, maybe just collaborate with others regarding other approaches. And not that I know any of those things, but just something to keep an eye on how we're managing it.
And the principals and Sarah Shepke are attending the Big Three conference this year. The principals and I attended it last year. And that is a way to network with other administrators and educator effectiveness coaches throughout the state, 3 times throughout the school year, and then several collaborative webinars where we communicate with people throughout the state to say what's working, what's not working, share items and ideas and implementation plans. So we'll continue with that. They'll be attending that with Sarah Shepke this year.
This document that we've seen, is this now bring together our previous evaluation process with the educator effectiveness process? Or is there still something above and beyond what this is right here? This is it? Okay. So this will give us, like Dawn's saying, enough to base our quality of our teachers. I really don't care whether the state gets their data or not, as long as we as a district know. Because I don't think it's the state's right to actually be involved in this at all. It took themselves under an act. It doesn't say there's any deficit to a district for not doing it. So other districts are not taking this in full stride, which is one of the large metropolitan ones. So we'll do our best out here. We'll do great. We'll show them we have great teachers. Or we're laughing, we'll find out. But there's other districts in the state that just don't care. So they'll do as little as they can to get by. So I just want to make sure that we get our data that we need to correlate what we believe to be the quality of teachers in the district. And we want to make sure we're on top of that, so that does take care of this one. Okay.
Right. Anybody, anything else on educator effectiveness?